Hi everyone, my name's Cath Ellis from Cath Ellis Learning Design, and in today's video I'd like to talk about managing colours in Articulate Storyline. Now, Articulate Storyline is one of my favourite authoring tools, but it's a fairly steep learning curve and can take a while to work out all the bells and whistles with the program. One of the things that I wish I had been told about much earlier is using themes for your colour scheme. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So I've got this little mock-up that I've created, and let me show you. This is what it looks like, and I have used themed colours. Now, what are they? Let me show you. If we just close this down and go to design, so this is just along the top here, we're going to go to design, over here to colours. Now, if you hover over colours, it will give its definition. So it says changes the colours for the current theme. So let's click on that. Now, let me just explain. When you open a brand new Articulate Storyline course, you want to start a course, it has a default colour scheme already in it. And that is actually the one just underneath my mock-up office, okay? That's the default one that's there. To create a brand new theme, you can just come down here and click on Create New Theme. But I just want to show you what I've done, and I'm just going to edit it. So I'm just going to right click and go to Edit. So I liken Articulate Storyline to PowerPoint sometimes in the way the functionality works, okay? So the same way that it has global themes within PowerPoint or even Keynote, it's actually the same in Articulate. So if I was to go right now with this theme and apply a new font, it will apply this black, okay? The same goes if I apply a new shape, it will apply the very first accent color by default. You can see here hyperlinks. It tries to give you a visual of what exactly is going on with this color scheme. You can see I've not fully customized it, but you get the gist, okay? So what I've done is I have applied these colors. Now, if I just click on this very first one, you can see here there's like a line of colors, and then there's a gap, and then there's all these different hues underneath. Can you see that? Now, that top line is actually your theme, okay? So if I click on any of these to show you, you can see it's got this theme applied. So if I'm creating something, I'm going to go Insert, I'm going to go Shape, and I'm going to see that very first shape, it's by default gone to this accent color. Now, if I wanted to change that, right, to one of my other accent colors, for example, the green. Now, what that's doing is it means that because I've applied it this way, if I send this course, this mock-up, over to a client to review, and they say, we're not quite sure on the green, Cath, can you make that change? I can go, sure, yeah. Now, let me just do something else, and then we'll go and change this green, and I'll show you exactly what that means. So if I go Insert, and I go to Shape, and I'm just going to do a circle so we can just see a difference. And I'm actually going to apply the color this way. So this is how I used to do it. I go down here and I go, yeah, I want this color. Right, so I've applied it that way. Format shape, clicked it, more colors, and I've applied it that way. I haven't applied my theme. So I send it off to the client. They say, we're not quite sure about this green, Cath. Can you make the change? And I go, oh, I'm going to have to make a change to every single time I've used this green. However, if you've used your theme, it's a one click and it's fantastic. So go to design, go over here, go to your theme, and let's just say this green, they've given us a new hue. Let's say that's the colour. We're going to apply it. Okay. And we're going to go save. And you can see that with that one click, because we've used the theme, it's changed every instance of that colour everywhere in the course. And that is a real time saver. However, the one that we applied manually has not been changed. So anything outside that theme, you can't make a change to. You'd have to manually make that change. I hope this tip has been useful, and I hope it saves you some time in your e-learning development. Thanks very much for tuning in.